Jai Gurudev, dear students, welcome again in EVS class. And children, you know we are studying already chapter number 9, houses, then and now. Okay, so let's see that what we read in this chapter: houses, then and now. And I have written short, so you should understand. And houses, then and now. In this chapter, I have explained you that in olden times, human beings used to live in the caves. Okay, and slowly, when they civilized and they learned how to put a fire, how to grow crops, okay, and how to live in a society or how to live with the family members. So that time they used to make the houses, okay, but which kind of houses? Kacha houses, which were made from straw, mud, or bamboo sticks, or some such kind of natural things. And slowly when human beings they evolved, and after the so many years when passed, then people used to make pakka houses, just like Haveli. We have learnt in this chapter about the Haveli, that Haveli was a building in which people used to live along with their family members and even their relatives also. Means so many persons they live together in a Haveli, and there were so many rooms in that Haveli. Okay, so means it was the big building, but it was the pakka house, we can say, in the form of pakka house. So after this Haveli, now people know how to live together, how to work together, and they distribute their works. And after distribution of work, they know now how to make different kind of other houses also. And according to their need, now they change their lifestyles. And nowadays you can see, children, in your colony or all around us, we can see easily multi-story buildings and even bungalows. Some people who are rich and they are having enough money, they are living in bungalows. Bungalows are a big house, and it may be single story or double story, but it has large veranda, or we can say lawn is there in their house. Or some of the houses which are big bungalows, they are having swimming pools also inside their house, or other so many facilities are there. So these are called bungalows. Means how this happened from caves to how this period of transition happened, because of the development in irrigation, development in urbanization. Irrigation means artificially when we provide water to the crop plants. हम फसलों को आर्टिफिशियली जब वाटर देते हैं थ्रू द कैनाल सिस्टम और थ्रू any of the media, so that is called irrigation. And nowadays irrigation also developed so much, and we can have so many sources for irrigation. We can grow so many crops, variety of crops. And after this urbanization means shahrikaran, means to develop the towns and cities. Now after the urbanization and development in the transportation, means material when we carry from one place to another place, or when we take any kind of material from one place to another place, that is coming under the transportation. So transportation is now has been developed so much. So after these developments, now people are making different kind of other houses also. Just like I told you that bungalows, multi-story buildings, or that colonies people are developing. You know that nowadays in our city, in Jabalpur also, so many colonies are there, and in which same kind of houses you can see, that are called row houses also. Okay, in some of the colonies you can see similar kind of houses in a series, so they are called row houses. And after that, multi-story buildings also you can see in the city also, and near the school you can see the multi-story building, and those multi-story buildings have means so many families are living in the multi-story buildings. Means a single building, many of the families can live in the separate blocks. Okay, so in this way, this is a kind of development in our time, means in nowadays. So this development is we are studying in this chapter, means from then to now. Now what is the situation, and what is the different kind of, what are the different kind of houses now we can see. Okay, so children, let's we read the next part of your chapter. Means we have learnt up to Haveli, and after that now we read it, and side by side I will explain you that what we will learn under these multi-story buildings and row houses and even bungalows. Okay, so let's read. Now children, up to here we have studied in the last class. So let's read from here. Irrigation, urban planning, construction, transport, manufacturing goods, and deforestation brought about a massive change in man's existing habitat. So what are these, children? Irrigation, I told you, it is a process of giving water to the crop plants artificially is called irrigation. So urban planning means to make cities and towns, and construction, you know what is construction? To make buildings, and transport means to move things, means to carry things from one place to another, that is coming under transport. And manufacturing goods, you know children, nowadays many factories and industries are there established, which are continuously manufacturing or making many things which are used to make houses. Okay, so nowadays it is not difficult to make different kind of houses. And deforestation. Deforestation means to cutting down the trees from the forest area. Means after these all the things, they made change in our life. Means man's present life, existing life, and our habitat also. Habitat means place of living, just like our house is our habitat. So whatever place we are living, that is our habitat, existing habitat. And these all the things or development in all the areas brought about a huge change or massive change, means a great change in our existing habitat, place of living. So many things changed in the houses people lived in over the past years, including house size, availability of construction materials, shape, advances in agriculture, location, technology and the family size. So children, what are the different criteria here? They told us that many things change in the people's house, in the house people lived in over the past years. Means you can see in many past years we can see many changes that which brought about in humans life, or these in these houses. These all the changes are based on the size of the houses. Means if our family is small in size, we are only few members, 3 or 4 members in a family, then why should we make a big house? We need a small house. So on the basis of family size also, the size of house can be reduced. And on the availability of construction material also, means in some of the areas construction material are coming under cement, these steel rods or sand, and these stones, bricks. These all are the construction materials. So it depends on the availability of construction material also, whether it is cheap or it is very costly. So according to this also people decide to make their houses. Then shape and advances in agriculture. You know, nowadays people are making very beautiful houses by using different kind of designs which are coming under the architecture. Okay, architect are the person who design your houses differently. Okay, before construction they make a design of the house, that which kind of design we can make outside the house, means outer structure, outer planning of the house, and inside the house also in which way we can make. Means map of the house is designed by this architect, or architecture is called as that process. So location, it is based on the location also. As you know, you have learnt in junior classes that the houses depends on the different climatic conditions also. Means on the location of the place also. If your house is in the hilly areas, then people used to make a hut like houses, okay, sloping, with the sloping roofs. And if you are living in such kind of area when there is a heavy rainfall at that places, people used to make stilt houses by the use of pillars. Okay, and such kind of technology is also there nowadays. So these all the things are means affecting the kind of houses, which kind of house we make. So nowadays let's see next. Today people live in different type of houses like bungalows, row houses and multi-storied buildings. Now children, this is a type of, means these are the type of houses which people are using nowadays. What kind of houses? Bungalows, row houses and multi-storied buildings. So let's see one by one. Children, this is a beautiful bungalow. You can see it is given in your book. It is a sample of a bungalow. You can see here it is a single story building and it is a pakka house made up of bricks, cement, sand and stones, and by the use of iron rods and all wooden material. And it has a large veranda also. You can see in front of the house, this is veranda. And after that, here you can see green lawn also there. So this is a kind of bungalow. So let's see what is given here. Bungalows are big houses built on a large area of land. Such houses are single or double storied and have a wide veranda or lawn. Generally, one family resides in a bungalow. So children, what is a bungalow? Here they have mentioned clearly, means it is a big house. It has a veranda in front or a lawn at the front of the house, and it can be single story. Here it is a single story, but it can be double story also. Okay, it may be single story or double story. And generally a single family is means lives inside this house. Okay, so this is called bungalow. So next, let's see which kind of houses are next. A series of houses built with similar or identical design, situated side by side and joined by common walls, are called row houses. In these types of houses, row houses, many families live together in independent bungalows within a common compound wall. So children, what are the row houses? You can see here they have given picture. You can see all the houses look like similar or identicals. These all the houses are same with each other. They are resembling with each other, and you can see from their front door you can understand that they are separate houses. Means this is a separate house, one house, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth house. In the same way, there is a row of houses in the same pattern. They are constructed in such a way that they are similar to each other, and their main walls are, means their side walls are attached to one another. Okay, means there is no separation of one house from the other. So what will happen? These all the houses are covered with a common compound wall. Okay, and their compound wall means the boundary wall, which we can say that boundary wall is a single of all the houses, and these all the houses have different families which are living here, and these all the families are separately living in separate houses, but their walls are joining with each other. Okay, so that's why these kind of houses are coming under the row houses. They are built in a row like structure, so that's why they are called as row houses. Okay children, so these are the separate bungalows for different families. Suppose this one house is purchased by one family, so next house can be purchased by the next family. Okay, so these are the kind of row houses. So next, let's we read about the multi-storied buildings. Multi-storied buildings are tall buildings with multiple floor levels. Each floor has several houses called apartments. People living in such apartments share a common parking area, play ground, park, club and fitness centers. A big group of several multi-storied buildings is called a colony. Okay children, because when we call any means area as a colony, that colony, under this colony many different kind of houses can be, or many buildings can be included in a colony. So children, this is a picture of multi-storied building. You can see in our city many multi-story buildings are there in every area. You can see naturally. Whenever you see, you can experience this thing, that in this multi-storied building every floor has separate houses, okay, and every floor has different blocks which are called apartments, okay, and in those apartments different families are living in each of the house. And in this multi-storied building, or these multi-story buildings, they are sharing, or they are having a same parking area, means they share the parking area, even the playground also. In some of the multi-storied buildings, playground is also there, and fitness centers are there, some clubs are also present inside them. In some of the multi-storied buildings, swimming pools are there. So such kind of facilities are there in the multi-story buildings, okay. Depends on the different multi-story buildings, that which kind of multi-story buildings are there. So when many multi-story buildings are present in some of the area, you can see here they have given one picture. This is a one multi-story building, second this is the another multi-story building, and this is the third multi-story building. So this kind of many multi-story buildings are present here in any of the area, then we call it as a colony, okay. This is called a colony in which many multi-story buildings are present, okay children. So this is all about the multi-storied buildings and we can say colonies. So let's read here. There are many poor and homeless people in towns and big cities. These people live either on the streets or in slum areas. Slums are unplanned housing areas which are overcrowded and the people live in acute poverty. They have no proper water supply, electricity, sanitation, and no proper disposal of waste. The government has taken steps to improve the condition of the slum dwellers. They are now trying to provide low-cost homes to these dwellers. However, slums still exist in every city. So children, this is the last part of your chapter. What they explained in this para about the slum areas, or we can say people who are living in a poor condition or who are living in under the
acute poverty. Acute poverty means बहुत ज़्यादा गरीबी वाली स्थिति में रहना. Okay, and slums means unplanned houses. Just like this, you can see here in our city also. You can see many places when people are very poor and they are making they are started living near the roads, and sometimes they are sleeping on the sides of the roads, means on the these walking areas which are they have made that places. And if they found any that open area at that place also, they made houses like this. Means there is no sanitation, there is no cleanliness, there is no electricity supply, or means they are living in a very poor conditions. And because of these conditions, many diseases also develop in these overcrowded areas. And because of these, nowadays you can see corona is widely spreading in these areas. In many of these areas, if one person is infected from any kind of disease, then full area can come under that disease. Okay, so that's why government is taking a strong government is taking strong steps to improve the condition of these slum dwellers. Slum dwellers means those people who are living in such kind of conditions. Okay, and they are now government is trying to provide some low cost houses to them, so that मीन्स सस्ते घर बना के उनको गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड करवा रही है, ताकि वो एक अच्छे घरों में रह पाएं. ओके, एंड दे शुड ऑल्सो लिव लाइक like a simple life in which proper sanitation is there, proper electricity supply is there, or proper disposal of waste should be there. You know children, when there is no proper sanitation, no proper disposal of waste material there, then many kind of insects can develop there, many kind of diseases can develop there. Okay, germs can develop in those dirty or those unsanitized areas. Okay, so that's why these people are we can't say these people, means this kind of society of our country is problem for all of us. Okay, so government has taken steps to develop these people. So children, this is the last part of your this chapter, and after this in the next class I'll tell you about here they have given different kind of houses. Okay, and we will discuss about these kind of houses and other exercise also. I'll discuss with you in the next class. So whatever part of the chapter I have read today and explained you, that you should read and that write the new words. I'll send you new words today, and you will write after the reading and explanation of the chapter. So here one main means important thing is given. Did you know? You know this box is always important. So let's see what is written here. Rashtrapati Bhavan, the official residence of President of India, has 346 rooms. It is the biggest house in India. Children, you know Rashtrapati Bhavan many time that in news or in TV, in some programs, we can see this Rashtrapati Bhavan. If you have not seen, you can search on the Google and you can get information about Rashtrapati Bhavan. It is a big building. Okay, and it is the biggest house in India, means of our country, and it has how many rooms? 346 rooms. You know how much big it is. So it is the big building of Rashtrapati Bhavan, means President of India is living here, and you know President of any country is the biggest post, highest post of any country, and that's why this president has many offices in in his residence, means in his living place. So these all the offices, different departments which are present in those all the rooms, in different rooms are occupied by different official residents. Okay, so that's why these 340 rooms are there in Rashtrapati Bhavan. So this is the important information. This is an important information regarding this biggest building of our country. Okay, so children, with this I end up my class, today's class. So in next class we will meet with the exercise parts. So Jai Gurudev.